You're muted, Nic.
Can you hear me? There we go. Good evening, everyone. My name's Nic. Welcome to tonight's call. I'm very excited about tonight's call. Not only have I got a very, very special guest with me tonight, but we have everybody from all over the world on this call, from Canada, US, from Australia, from Europe, from Dubai, and from Southern Africa. Welcome to tonight's call. I see there's also new people on the call, so I'm going to just go through a couple of slides just to introduce the company, and then I'll bring on my special guest. So the company is called NewAge. I'm going to go through a couple of, I'm going to go through this announcement quickly. Let me just do this announcement. Tomorrow night's Zoom, very, very important. Those in Southern Africa will know this gentleman, Vusi Tembakwayo. He's a very influential young man in the circles in South Africa. He's based in Johannesburg. He's a $600 million. He's worth $600 million. He's an outspoken young man, and a lot of people actually want him to become the president. He's got a lot of influence, very wise, very astute, and he's going to be hosted by our local president of NewAge, Craig de Bruin. So tomorrow night, same time, be on this call. He's going to share valuable nuggets. He's going to go through a couple of things like what it means to have a head start in a fast-moving world, challenges as an early adopter. He's also going to tell us about what you need to overcome, the possibilities that arise from moving fast, and also topics like first mover advantage. All these and more he's going to discuss tomorrow. So I urge all of you, tomorrow night's Zoom is going to be awesome. So in Africa, we are launching a brand called Hero. Hero spelled Hiro. Now, NewAge is an opportunity company, and under our umbrella, we have a global house of brands. So what does that mean? We buy companies that are in the same space as what we're in, and we extract the best of what they have and put everything together. And that's why our product today is sought after, top quality. The results are there, comes with a money back guarantee. Our products are clean. Our products are products of integrity. And the Hero product is coming with a quality promise. A quality promise that we only use the purest and cleanest ingredients. If it's listed on the label, that's in the product. Our ingredients and formulas are fully disclosed, and the product is manufactured in regulated and certified facilities. Now, that product, that Hero, is manufactured in Africa, for the people, by the people, to suit the palate of the people and the pockets. So that is a big plus for all of us. That is a big plus for all of us, because as we all know, our currencies are not that strong, and we can't sustain the dollar, the euro, etc. So if you're in Southern Africa or in South Africa, you're going to be paying rands, and that's very, very exciting for all of us. So in the Euro brand, we have 5 categories. We have the energy category, we have the detox, we have the immune boosters, we have weight loss, and we have products that will help you sleep. So our scientific advisory board, as you can see on the screen, headed up by Deanna Latson. Now, all our doctors there are specialists in their own field. In fact, the lady in the middle there, Dr. Ginger, happens to be the wife of my special guest. We have top quality people here that guarantee our brand. It goes through stringent certifications. And isn't it good to go out there and offer a product that you know will do the thing, will work? Shortly after our launch, we're very jealous and excited that Nigeria is going to launch the Quick Click app. Now, the Quick Click app is going to be the the e-commerce app of the future. And how this app's going to work is it's going to turn you into an influencer. It's going to turn you into an influencer. And how and what do I mean by that? Simple. Take Adidas. You take Adidas. Adidas lists all its products on the app. And the minute you go out there and you promote the fact that you can buy Adidas products on the Quick Click app that happens to belong to underneath our umbrella, NewAge, you're going to earn. How are you going to earn? You're going to earn by simply referring people to go and spend their money on the app. And every time they purchase or they refer, or the person that they referred refers, you're going to get money paid back. It's like Amazon was 10 years ago. 10 years ago, Amazon was in the book game. But Amazon, you go to Amazon and you just simply buy products, then they deliver the product. Here, with 26 patents, never been done anywhere in the world, you are going to be able to go out there, and I'm just giving you Adidas. There's going to be anything there. If you're in Southern Africa, you know, Take a Lot is exactly like that, except yeah, you're going to get paid back. So you're going to be able to buy anything you want. And that is very exciting. It's going to be launched in Nigeria first. And we aim, and our CEO says it, we are going to be the largest social selling and distribution company in the world. So this was for the new people. In a nutshell, I've given you bullet points on who we are. Thursday night's Zoom is a full-on opportunity Zoom. So on that Zoom, they'll go deeper into all of this. But I just wanted to give you a basic background on what we're all about. So my special guest here tonight is a gentleman that holds the highest title in the group, in the company, of Chairperson 3. He's a two-time world champion rodeo star. You know, in South Africa, in Africa, it's not often that we see somebody walking around with a cowboy hat on. But I can tell you one thing, we have the cowboy. He is there, okay? Member of the Partner Council. He's also a member of the Founders Club. He's a multi-million-dollar earner. He's a masterclass trainer, married to Dr. Ginger. And then he's also got a ranch. He's got a ranch where he does a whole lot of things with the kids. He'll share that with us. I'm not going to carry on talking. He knows who he is. Aaron Dekker, welcome to Southern Africa Zoom. We are very, very honored to have you. Take it away.
Well, thank you. What an honor it is to be here. Fun pictures. Thanks. Those are good pictures. I like those. So, Nic, thanks again, you guys, for allowing me to share, and what an honor and a privilege that it really is. You know, I'm here just aspiring to be like George one day. I want to be a young man that's got a dream and a vision and a goal.
Yeah.
Nic, you're muted.
Why am I muting myself all the time tonight? So, Aaron, tell us about yourself. So you've been in the industry for how many years? Give us your background. I showed the ranch. Tell us about that.
Yeah, so, you know, I grew up in a little town here in Michigan, and my dad was a school teacher. We lived in a little village, and my best friend's dad, 2 doors down, was an entrepreneur. In fact, he was with a company called Amway, and he ended up being extremely successful, made millions in that company. And if you've ever read a book by a guy by the name of Robert Kiyosaki called Rich Dad, Poor Dad, I could have written that book, right? I lived that out, and I grew up with this entrepreneurial spark by being around, right? You become what you surround yourself with. And I surrounded myself with those Amway meetings where they talked about dreaming and goals and vision. And I just always aspired to have more than what we were. I knew there was more to have in life, and started a business at a very young age. Was out of the house at age 16 and working my own business. Nic, I was blessed to financially retire at age 32, ultimately through an investment. Got to live a dream, ride horses, rodeo, was blessed to be a 2-time world champion. And there's stories in all of these things, Nic, and you know, with every great story, right, comes great adversity. And for me, that was late 2000 and gosh, what was that? 2003. I ended up getting baptized in the middle of the arena in the back of a pickup truck and a horse tank at the national finals. And, Nic, a friend said, Aaron, you're fixing to be tested. So, wherever you're at, anywhere in the world, you've been through a trial, a test, a challenge, something in your life. And if you haven't, you're either going to one through one, or you just got out of one. That's called life. Well, Nic, the previous 4 years, I got out of some pretty significant ones. I had a accident on my ranch and crushed my right arm in a piece of equipment. I had 12 surgeries in 28 days and 4 more later. The pain was so severe, they put me on serious narcotics, OxyContin and methadone for 3 years while I was going through 3.5 years of physical rehab because the doctor said you won't use your arm. My business burned down. 6 weeks later, I had another major fire. I was going through 4 lawsuits against me for different things that happened, 3 in business, 1 here at the ranch, just insignificant, but very significant when you're going through those things. My girlfriend at the time was sleeping with my best friend at the time while I was having surgery in Mayo Clinic. When I was in the hospital, somebody literally came to do chores and ran over my dog. And then my uncle and my mentor both died 3 weeks apart, or 3 weeks apart unexpectedly. So you stack all of that up on top of being highly depressed because the doctor said you'll never use your right arm again. And, talk about a test. I didn't think anything else could possibly go wrong. Well, 2 days after I got baptized, I was in Oklahoma at a friend's ranch, and I got a phone call. And again, very long story made short. And the only thing that he says is, I'm sorry. See, my investment, which was every penny that I had, I invested in unknowingly into a Ponzi scheme, and I lost everything. So I got a God-given chance to start over at about 34 years of age.
Wow. That's awesome. Gee whiz, you went through a lot. You went through a lot. Now, Aaron, the number 1 on the Forbes list of 10 best companies ideas for couples in 2021 is starting a wellness company. Yeah. Dr. Ginger and yourself are partners in marriage and in NewAge. Does that hold true for the two of you?
Well, of course, interestingly enough, Nic, we actually met in NewAge, right? So she happened to be in my organization, and we met. And I will tell you, it's a blessing to be able to work with your best friend. Of course, there's challenges, right? Because we're together all of the time. But I will tell you, in the world that we live in today, to have the ability to, 1, work together, but 2, to create freedom, to work together towards a common vision instead of, we don't wake up in the morning and say, hey, goodbye, and we don't see each other for 8 hours, right? And then just pray for the weekends and holidays where we get to spend some more time together. We get to more design our life by our willingness to work and serve others.
That's awesome. That's awesome. And tell me, Aaron, you often speak about fearless, right? Fearless instead of fearful. I've heard you speak on your master classes that you give. Now, if you ask people what's one of their greatest obstacles to success, they'll answer fear. What is your advice on how to become fearless?
Well, I love what Eleanor Roosevelt said. She said, you must do the thing you think you cannot, right? So I remember early on in my career, and by the way, I've been full-time in this industry for 19 years, only 2 companies. My first company left me. I did not leave it, and then chose this company. But do the thing you think that you cannot. For me, I didn't think that I could speak. The first time that I was asked to even just say a little bit on stage, Nic, fear is, there's not a word that you can put in front of that. Fear, I was one of those that would rather die, right? Like, it was, I didn't believe that I could do it. And first problem was I didn't believe that. And I did it. I got down. I didn't even remember what I said. But I knew in that moment that if I was going to even be relatively good in this industry, I had to face the fear and do it anyway. And what I taught myself is to then take and use vision to help me get past fear. So see myself as if, right? And so Nic, I remember it like it was yesterday, and I was, there was an old farmhouse here. I'm sitting in a newer house now, but old farmhouse, and I didn't have any money. I'd lost everything. But I remembered growing up, going down, because I lived in the little village where a guy by the name of Rich DeVos, who was an amazing communicator and speaker. And I would just envision myself, I would turn up some music and I'd have my 2 dogs in the living room, but I would see myself speaking in front of thousands one day when I couldn't even speak in front of one. But I saw myself as if it was happening. And so each time I got the opportunity, I seized the opportunity, and I wasn't very good. I still might not be that very good, but I strive to get better each and every time, right? And that's all that any one of us can do. But it truly is looking that fear, because fear really is just a liar, right? Yeah. That's all that it is. What are we really afraid of? Like, sometimes you have to step back and like, why am I afraid? Am I afraid what people might think? People think stuff of me anyway. Am I afraid I might make a mistake? Well, we all make mistakes. There's only been one perfect man in the history of the world. So what am I really afraid of? We make it up in our own mind, and we let our own mind and what we've made up hold us back from what? Living the life of our dreams, our goals, our aspirations, all because of what? Something that we've made up that's not true.
100%. I agree with you. I agree with you 100%. And Aaron, you're part of the Partners Council, a Founders Club member. Here we are in Africa. The continent of Africa, right? Launching soon in Southern Africa. What would your advice be to the people on this call? What would your advice be to them pre-launch, going into launch, and then eventually going out to the rest of the continent, to Nigeria, etc.?
First, you have to decide what you want. Get a clearly designed and decisive vision of what you want, not what somebody else wants. Because if you don't know what you want, and a vision is something that anyone can attain. A goal, we've all set goals and not hit them. So I suggest that you don't have a goal first, but you have a vision of what you want, and then decide exactly what it is that you want from this opportunity. Do you want a little? Do you want a little bit more? Or do you want a lot? See, because it's going to be different for every person. And don't let anyone else around you dictate what you want, because only you know what you want. But once you have that, it has to be so real that you can see it, taste it, smell it, touch it. Like, it's already there. Once you have that clearly defined vision of what you want and where you're headed, then you start to set little goals, but realize along the way, you're a pioneer, right? And pioneers do what? They go into uncharted territories, right? Nobody's ever done this in the continent of Africa with this company at this time. It's never been done. It'll never be done again. You are that pioneer, but you need to know exactly where you're headed. And once you know exactly where you're headed, you must not expect, but not be surprised by obstacles, because they will appear. And if you know where you're going, then you can go around, go under, go through, go over, take breaks, whatever it takes, but you'll continue to go. But if you don't have that vision, and then if you don't start to set small, attainable goals, and then start to stretch those goals, and if you allow yourself to not hit a goal, then you need to step back and set a goal that you can hit, and recondition yourself to hit the goals to get you to the vision. And again, the biggest thing, Nick, is in Africa, again, there'll never be another time like this. Not with this company, not in this particular set of circumstances in the world. We're in a very unique time and place. And it's not a time and place where just anybody can just jump in and go. That time will come. But see, that time is paved by the pioneers that are willing to go through the obstacles, that are willing to push through, that are willing to face their particular fears and do it anyway, that are willing to say, hey, listen, you know what, right now, Nick, I got to rest, but I'm going to give you my energy. I'm going to help push you up, because if we all help each other keep going, we'll pave the way for the masses.
Aaron, I listened to your talk last week, I think it was, and you were telling us, you were talking about people saying, why me? And your reply to that. Do you want to talk a bit about that? Why not me?
Yeah, well, so many, so many times. I'll give you, and I'm laughing, and you'll hear, and normally I try not to talk about myself, but so why me, right? Why me? So I'm going to go back just a few days. This past Thursday at the ranch here, we had a benefit for the School of the Blind, right? And so I was blessed to serve these kids here a few years ago at the ranch, and it was just an amazing day because these kids taught me more about vision than anybody that can see. Okay. And they asked if they could do a fundraiser out here. And so we did, and beautiful day. And I started off the day, and that night I was getting ready, and the guy that works for me, he that's his day off. So I just figured I'd just take the day off and do the work. Well, I'd started with a sore back, and I had an accident years and years ago, but anyway, long story short, my back got worse and worse and worse to the point where it was hard to walk. Well, I'm not big on taking anything, but I took something to we'll say numb the pain. And I love to serve, right? And I wanted to make sure that everybody had a good time. By the end of the night, I was in pretty significant pain. At 5 a.m. that morning, I woke up so remember, I crushed my arm, 4 inches of bone out of my shirt. I was in more pain than I've ever been in my life. It was a constant pain that all I could do is scream. And I screamed for 2 straight hours until I finally told my wife, you have to have the ambulance come. I cannot take it anymore. But I'm going to go to your point. And this is really, really hard to do. And I tried every mental game that I know how, right? Like I tried to condition myself to enjoy the pain. I tried to condition myself to put myself in somebody else's shoes. Maybe I had just been shot. But the one thing, Nick, that I couldn't do is ask myself, why me? Why me? Because if I ask myself, why not me? In fact, I had to turn why not me is I'm glad it's me. Because I had to embrace that pain, because who else do I wish that would be for? Would I wish it on my wife? Would I wish it on, I wouldn't wish it on a perfect stranger, because I knew that I could push through it. It wasn't the most fun thing, but you guys, when we're in business, when we're in life, when bad things happen, when you're in immense pain, whatever that is, ask yourself a better question. Like if you're going through a tough time right now, and maybe financially you're temporarily out of money, instead of saying why me, say why not me? Because at least I have a vehicle that I can get out of this. If you're going through a bad spot in your relationship right now, say why me? Why me? No, why not me? Because I'm learning the skills to improve. We have to flip those things that would stop most people. See, because most people, when you say, why me, they'll chime right in with you because they're glad it's you and not them. But if you and I learn to condition ourselves and say, wait a minute, no, it's okay. And I'm going to quit saying, why me? And I'm going to say, why not me? Why not me? Because I've got the skills, the talent, the God-given abilities to work through this, or I wouldn't be going through this. And I got to be honest with you, this is the first time that I've been up since Thursday. And my heads are still in a little bit of clouds because it's been some interesting pain, but the whole time that I'm laying there, I'm asking myself, what can I learn from this? I've asked myself that 1,000 times. What can I learn from this? What can I learn from this? What can I learn from this? Right? Because I know that there's a lesson here. I know that there's something here that I can share. And as you and I are on this journey of NewAge, this journey of pioneering a continent, this journey of really pioneering an industry inside an industry that's never been done. What starts to happen if all of us start to embrace that? What can I learn from this? How can I grow from this? Who can I help because I'm going through this?
I'm on your page, and I feel exactly the same. You know, we have to realize how this opportunity that, you know, people say you're lucky. I don't believe there's no such a thing as luck. You create your own luck. The fact that we are here at this point in time, ready to take off a continent, like you said, a continent. It's not just Southern Africa. It's not just Nigeria. We are at the beginning of big. You know, and that's what we got to embrace. That's what we got to see. And not only that, with the company that we've got, with the Bill of Rights that's in the company, the Partners Councils. Tell us about the Partners Councils, Aaron. How does that work? What is the purpose of a Partners Council?
Well, here's what's unique. This is, again, remember our company it's set up different. But with the Partners Councils in all the different regions, you have a voice of active people that are actively building that have your back, right? This is like in the States, this would be actually like a Congress that actually works, right? Like this is people that actually work for you, that are fighting for you. And in many cases, fighting when you don't even know that they're fighting for you. And our job isn't to say, hey, this is all the things that are wrong. Our job is to say it's going to be all right. And then behind the scenes, make sure that we're working with corporate to fix anything that's potentially wrong or that needs to be improved. Right. And to have that buffer, to have that voice that says, hey, it's going to be all right because we're going to keep leading out here, but we're going to work back here behind the scenes to ensure that the things that are happening, the things that need to happen are going to happen. So you can be rest assured that your kids and their kids are going to benefit off of what you're building. It doesn't mean it's easy. It doesn't mean it happens always when we want it to. And what I love about our company is they do listen. There's a case of something that happened today where they listened and they took action. That's so rare in the world that we live in today. It's so rare in this industry that companies, A, listen to, take action on what they just listened to. The other thing, Nick, I just want to throw this in here because I love adversity. Okay, so one of the things, when going through this and we've got, our own kids benefit, we do a once a year fundraiser for the ranch and that's coming up. And the president of my board, he's going in for surgery on Thursday, right? Like it's the worst time for all of these things to happen, and you've got all the stuff going on in business, but here's what I know. And here's what I can promise you. When things get their worst, that means you're headed for the best blessing. Because this is the time that most people give up. This is the time that most people throw in the towel. This is the time that most people say, you know what? It's just too tough. You know what? The odds are against me. They say all of those things that are said in the world and they quit. But it's the exact moment that you and I must push through, because by pushing through, that's when you experience things that most people will never experience, because you were willing to go one more step, go one more mile, whatever that was, and embrace the challenge and be excited about the future.
Yes, 100%. And I say it, at the moment, what is not ready? Everything else is ready. The products are in the warehouse. We're ready. We've got all the people around us ready. We're waiting for the website. And the website, I don't think we realize how big this convergence was. Bringing 3 big businesses into one, 50 languages, 75 countries, including China and Japan, bringing all those and the various compensation plans together. What can you tell us about that? That's huge. That is the delay in Africa at the moment, the website.
So yes, but here's my challenge to whether you're in Africa or anywhere in the world. What are you waiting for? You can still put people on paper. You can still share the message. You can still build your network. Let's go back 10 years. Let's go back 20 years. Let's go back 50 years. 50 years ago, we didn't have these things. 50 years ago, I would have to be in South Africa to talk to you, right? Or on a phone spending $10 a minute. 50 years ago, I was taking everything on paper. The trip, I remember, the Amway business, and everything was hand delivered. See, we look as if we've got this big insurmountable challenges because our websites aren't up yet and we're not able to do this or that. When in reality, we're light years ahead of what people prayed for even 10 years ago. So if we just embraced and said, wait a minute, I actually, back to what you're talking about, the gentleman that's going to talk about first mover advantage. If you really want first mover advantage, go build your network now. Don't wait till things launch. Have it in place. Paint the vision of what's to come. The vision of what's to come is more important than when it gets here. I'm going to say that again. The vision of what's to come is more important than what's right when it gets here, because more people are excited about what's to come because you can paint the vision of where you want your team to grow and go, and what you see for Africa, or what you see for your country or your continent, or your region or your city or your town or your team. We all need to be better vision painters, because people will buy into that vision if you paint it clearly enough. And then it doesn't matter the excuses. When the website gets here, the website gets here. When the product gets here, the product gets here. When they pay, they always pay. So if they always pay and the products are here and the website eventually gets here, all the tools that we need, but yet we can still build anyway, what are we really waiting for? Are we waiting for something, or are we just using it as an excuse not to go work? See, and I'm talking to myself. I might not be talking to anybody else here. I'm talking to myself. What am I waiting for? Am I waiting for things to get better, simpler, easier, faster? I don't know. They're sure a lot faster than when I started this industry.
Yeah, the time is now. You're right. The time is now. You know, the fact that we're not ready to launch yet is because of the website, right? So we know that. But we must use that to our advantage. We need to go out there and build the biggest teams we can right now. And also, the sign-on fee is free. The sign-on fee is free. So no more boss. We don't pay boss. Okay? So we can bring the people in. Yes, some will fall off, but you rightfully said, there's going to be those that quit. But those that stay on the bus, I always use the bus. Those that stay on the bus, you got to understand that it's around the corner. It's big things are around the corner. So right now, we can't slack. We cannot do that. We have to go out there and bring as many people as we can in, because one, the product is great. We've seen it. The product is great. Two, we have a bill of rights. We have the best compensation plan in the world. We have the best compensation plan in the world. The African compensation plan is a no-brainer. It's a no-brainer. Which other company shares their profits 50-50 with the field? At the end of the day, I'm saying we need to use this to our advantage. It's going to launch. We know it's going to launch. Forget about the product. We don't want to see the product. We know what it's called. We know the categories. I say it again. All we need to do is to see the product. And then what if you show the product? And Mark Wilson said it last week. He said, or was it Craig, one of them, if we do a product reveal, what's going to happen? Everybody's going to want to order the product. What's going to happen? You can't deliver because the website's not up. So why must we wait for that? Let's bring the people in. Let's build the army. Let's train the soldiers so that when we go to war, we know how to fight. That's it. That's it. Aaron, last words from you?
Decide how big a part you're going to be. What do you really want from this? Just make a decision today. Like when this is done, don't put it off, because you've probably put this off many times. Just today, take a few minutes when this is done and write down exactly what you want from this. What role are you going to play? And don't allow your mind to creep in and say, well, you can't, you don't deserve. Just shut the negative side of your mind off just for a moment. And if the world was your oyster, which it is, and you could write anything and do anything and be anything as it pertains to this business in this company, and you could write out what it is that you're going to go do without any limitations, write that out. Look at that every day, and then go become that.
Great. Awesome. So, Aaron, thank you so much for your inspiration, your wisdom. We are honored. We were honored. Thank you for coming onto the Zoom tonight. I really appreciate it. We all do. Again, welcome to Southern Africa. Welcome to Africa. We can't wait to see you grace our shores. And I just want to share my screen quickly, and just to those people that are new, so what's next? Everyone everyone is one of these three. You're either ready to sign up, you're excited, but you need a little bit more information, or the timing is not good and you want to wait to see the product. I say, get back to the person that invited you, let them answer your questions, and I will see you on the beaches one day. And I'm going to close with this quote from Zig Ziglar. He says, you can get everything in life you want if you will just help enough other people get what they want. So that's it. That said, everybody, I'm going to just stop share screen here and allow all of you guys to just